that right dead center in the middle of the crowd, there was this tall, gangly college kid just giving me the finger the whole time. I mean, the whole time.
Welcome back to Totally Bombed, the podcast where I invite on performers to talk about the times they totally bombed. I'm your host, Jess, and today we have some friends of mine, probably one of the healthiest married couples I know. They are a musical duo. They do things together. Mandy does music managing and now singing, songwriting, and her producer, Teddy, because that's what I'm going to call him the producer. Teddy and Mandy Beats.
Thanks for having us.
Great intro.
Really good. I love it.
That's my act of feminism of the day. It's Mandy and Teddy Beats.
I'm for it.
Yeah.
I think it almost sounds weird the other way.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the alphabetical order thing.
Yeah, I do too. There's something to it. For sure. That's what it is.
Why don't you two introduce what you guys do, how you guys got started on your musical journey?
Yeah, I think you tell it the best.
I got started on my musical journey when I met Teddy. We happened to be next door neighbors, like shared a wall next door. And we met, I had a crush on him, and I was like, I want to listen to your music because he said he made music. I said, do you have a website? And he said, no. And I wanted to spend more time with him. So I was like, do you want help making a website? And he was like, yes. And then from there, it really snowballed. I just was like, wanted to help. Like, I really thought his music was great and like had a lot of like potential. I loved it. And so I was like, I want to help you with something you are passionate about and love. And so then I just snowballed into management and marriage.
Look at that, the gifts that music has given you.
Music has given me a career, love.
Wow, music.
Wow, music. Thank you, music.
Music.
Yeah. I'm sure this is thank you, music.
It's not a bad idea.
Okay, so Teddy, how did you get into music prior to finding your love?
Yeah, I just, music has always been like, specifically like music production has always been a long time love for me. I've been doing it as long as I can remember, from when like I was in middle school, and I started off originally making hip hop beats. I was signed to a production deal with a producer from Bad Boy. And one day I just wanted to try my hand at something different. And one of my songs ended up getting picked up from the radio, like on the radio. And then from there, I ended up getting signed to a label, and just kind of like snowballed from there. I met this one. She started talking websites. And the rest is history.
She helped you think a little bigger.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. But she really did. I mean, beyond the websites, like I've always said that one of her like special powers is like email writing too. And she really like taught me how to like reach out and ask for things, and you don't get things unless you ask. And
networking is a big
networking.
one.
So like, yeah, like it kind of like I was like full on prepared to be like, okay, my song's on the radio, like I'm done, like that's it, like,
I made it.
Like I'm gonna do nothing for the rest of my life,
Cash for that retirement.
Exactly. Until she was like, hey, like you can really build off of this.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I feel like you guys found each other just to help boost each other.
At exactly the right time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to go into our fast flop. So for our listeners out there, this is the section where we read some of your flopped stories. If you have a story you want to share that might be reacted by a future performer on the show, feel free to join our Reddit or DM any of the socials and it might be read. So I picked a couple that were all DJ based.
Yes.
Because I wanted it to be, on point. So all of these are from Reddit. So the first one's the longest. So I'll read this one first. Feel free to react or just be like relatable or been there, whatever. The first one's from Aussie Collector. So Aussie, I think like
Ooh.
Australian. So
Yeah.
wow, they have DJs in Australia? Do you think they DJ upside down?
Oh,
Yes.
yes, yeah,
Yes.
actually.
I hope. If not, I don't want to go to the show.
Yeah,
Doing
exactly.
shoeies on the roof.
Yep.
Okay. So
Yeah.
DJing New Year's Eve in 2020. If that was not the biggest precursor to, 2019, if that was not the biggest precursor to what the year ahead held for us, then I don't know what was. Got asked to play at a gaming bar for New Year's Eve. Rocked up at 8 p.m. because I knew the owners and chilled for a while. But by 10 p.m., maybe 12 people were at the venue. By 11 p.m., it had grown to a whopping 15. I played New Year's Eve to a room of 15 people who didn't even give a fuck. Played a 30-minute DJ set after to a dead room and then got the fuck out. Did the gig for free too. If I was not trying to get in with the owner, I would have left at 10 p.m. By far the worst gig I've ever done. It was just embarrassing. Would have rather to just chill, sit back and relax on New Year's Eve. Venue ended up closing down 6 months into COVID anyway. So my efforts were for nothing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, playing to an empty room I feel like is very relatable, but on New Year's Eve, I assume all rooms are full. I didn't even know an empty room would exist on that night.
That's the thing. That's the thing about DJing. Like, you'd be surprised. You know what I mean? Like,
You'd be surprised how little of an audience you can get.
I mean, like when you said 12 or 15 people, I was kind of like, damn, he pulled. You
I
know
know,
what I
where's
mean?
the
Like,
bombing?
yeah,
Where
I
is
was like,
it?
I thought I was supposed to feel better about myself after this story, but
Well, if it helps, he did do a comment afterwards, kind of expanding that now he doesn't do gigs like that anymore. He does VR DJing, and he plays to rooms of 40 plus people. He,
Rock on, good
oh,
for
look at
him.
that.
He's like quadrupled his audience size.
and he doesn't even have to leave his house.
Wow. I hope he has the most raging New Year's plans after that.
Okay, this next one is by Chia Seed LSD.
No, I can't wait for their bomb if that's
Mhm.
their username.
First big festival. First track is a banger. Trying to mix in the second track, I push up the wrong fader. Dead silence on a festival main stage for 5 seconds. At least everyone thought it was intentional and that I was just being dramatic.
That's all you can do at that point. You know what I mean? Is just try to like play it off as your style. You know what I mean? Like,
The manager in me is already on the PR being like, and that's how you know it's a live set, everyone.
doing crowd control.
We
Like,
don't do pre-recording over here. It's live only.
I told him to prove it by adding silence for 5 seconds in the middle of his mix.
Every set, you proceededly add 1 more second of silence.
I'm saying it's unique.
But here's the thing. We all know that 5 seconds of silence is 5 hours when you're the person behind it. Like, it's like, oh my God, tick, 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 tick.
Yeah.
Hour 1, tick, tick, tick,
Oh
tick,
my
tick.
gosh.
Hour
Yeah.
500, like, oh, it's terrible.
Time slows down. Yeah.
Oh, and time is a human construct, so it really is 5 hours for that person. Like, it legit is 5 hours for them.
And some people in the crowd don't notice it, but I feel every second of it. And I feel like there's always someone in the crowd, wherever they are, my eyes catch with them. And they're just like, I caught that. You know, it's usually like another DJ, you know?
Of course, waiting
you
to like
know?
rag on the
Yeah.
DJ. They have their USB
Oh,
out. You can't do it,
they're
bro.
like, let me up there, bro. You can't handle this, man. You have 5 seconds of silence in your 4 hours.
Oh my gosh. I imagine like a Hunger Games, but it's all just DJs fighting to be on the main stage.
Well,
That would
I was
be
gonna
a
say,
great reality series.
it kinda
Let's pitch
is.
it. Netflix. You have no idea how like fierce DJs are. Like, oh, that'd be great. That'd
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah,
Guys,
pitch it. Gotta write
I'd
it
watch
up.
it.
I'd watch it.
See if Amazon will start it or something. Go Netflix. Hey, get on it.
For real. They'll take anything right now, so.
Okay, this is the last one by Brain Mac. And they said they were given control of the lineup at a sound camp, placing themselves on last, insisting that they get a sunrise set. They ended up playing to an empty floor 3 hours after everyone went to bed, and they did this. They did this 3 events in a row before I figured out it was a bad idea. So 3 sunrise sets before they found out that maybe that's not the way to go.
Too late. The car's out.
Yeah. I'm over the age of 30 now. Can't anymore.
Yeah, they were in bed by like midnight, that party.
Honestly, I feel like one of the worst things you can do is like try to sync your set up to something, to a specific time. And like the sunset is ambitious because I'm talking like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Like we do this all the time. We're like setting up shows and we're like, when's the best time to go on? I know, midnight. That's when all the big names go on. And, the floor will be packed at like 11 something. Come midnight, everyone goes home.
11:55, everyone's out the door.
Everyone's out, right? And then like the next show, it's like, oh, well, let's strike and get them early, go on at 10 o'clock. No one's there, And then 11, everyone comes in. Let's try 11 o'clock, everyone's feeling like a night owl that night, So the fact that they went for the sunset, I think it's ambitious.
Yep.
Good for them.
Good for them. You were brave.
They were brave.
You're
Late
courageous.
festival though, to go to bed so early. You can make a sunrise. Like you're at a festival. That's why you're there, to not sleep.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never been.
Yeah, wake up, restart. Come on.
For real.
Do drugs.
At the very least.
There's some out there.
For real. Wow.
Okay, so now it's time where I'm gonna ask you guys, is there ever a time where you've totally bombed?
Oh my God. Yeah, of course.
I've only performed once and I totally bombed. So yeah, I mean, I just kicked it off that way.
Yeah, I'm really excited to hear yours.
So Mandy, go ahead and get yours out of the way here on the first one.
So I have a song with Teddy and a friend, and I have the lyrics are "You're my bad habit." That's it, 4 freaking words, and I had like months to prep for it, and I was like, okay, well, I don't want to like over rehearse it, so I will just do YouTube vocal warm-ups like every few days in the car for 10-20 minutes, and I'll just work on like my vocal health, and then it'll be great. So then 2 days before, Teddy's like, do you want to practice? And I was like, no, like, I don't want to jinx it. And then I'm like, yeah, let's practice. I was like, can you bounce me down one without the words? And I am like trying to sing along, and I'm like, holy shit. Like,
You're
I
trying
don't
to
even
sing
know.
along on the way to the venue.
Yeah, I'm on the way to the venue at this point, like singing with the backing track, being like, okay, like now I'm ready to practice, being like, what happened? Like I sang it originally. I can't match the pitch, like nothing. I'm like way off and I'm crying and I'm like, I can't do it. We get to the venue. I'm like, can we sound check? And they're like, no. And I was like, I'm scared. Sound check. And they're like, they finished their sound check. And then, cause we were doing our one song with the jam band. And then they were like, okay, well, if you want, you can like go test the mic afterwards. So I get on the mic and I'm like, not even sure if I should sing because everyone's there and it's a cappella. I'm just like, hello, test.
Mic check, 1, 2,
mic
1,
check.
2,
Okay,
yeah.
It works. Like, I'm like, okay.
Oh, wow.
And then I told Teddy, as we're getting on, I'm like, play the song in its entirety because he's on his pads. I was like, I will lip sync. I'm going to lip sync. That was my strategy to get through that moment. And so I was like, all the pop stars do.
Yeah.
Solid logic.
We get up there and parts of the band were going to like jam with the song. Teddy was going to do the pads. Teddy goes to plug in the pads and they don't work because we weren't given a sound check. So now Teddy has nothing to do up there. And then
I'm like dead center too. So.
and I'm like, and then I'm like, oh shit. And then the saxophonist starts just like riffing and saxophoning while we're trying to figure it out. And then our friend on the bass turns kind of towards the mic and says rather loudly into the mic, should we just play the song on Spotify and fake it?
And I'm like, well, everyone heard that, so we might as well not disappoint and do it.
So we're like, yeah. So he plays it on Spotify, and the saxophonist, the guy's like, you can lay off. And the saxophonist doesn't. And this is why I don't like sax, because they have a mind.
Yeah. Hot take.
Wow.
And he starts just like drifting over the whole fucking song. And I'm like, well, now I can try and sing because there's a loud ass sax to drown me out. So I did try a little bit, but luckily you couldn't hear it, to be honest.
He's like standing this close behind, like, you know, like,
not even the right melody. It's like you've never heard the song. You've clearly never listened to it. You're doing your own shit. Like, it's throwing me off. And I don't even know if I'm lip syncing like on beat at this point or anything because the sax. And that was the performance. And I was like, all right, I didn't need to cry because you couldn't have heard me anyways.
I mean, he drowned out everything.
The whole Spotify track.
and he had the long, curly, somehow wet looking hair, you know, that you imagine. Saxophone and the goatee, the like kind of.
So he looked like a sax player.
He did, and he wanted everyone to know. Yeah, he was like, I have a sax, and
I'm saxing, I know it.
Oh yes, I was gonna say, you're a woman. I'm gonna play my saxophone louder than you. But
so in the end, it was a horror story, but it also worked out because no one could hear me. Like, it didn't matter that I was off. It didn't matter that I couldn't sing the part that I sang.
Didn't matter. It on Spotify.
It didn't matter.
So, do you have any performances planned in the future, and do you think you will practice?
Oh, good question.
No and yes. No, I have nothing planned. And yes, if I ever get something planned again, I will practice in a different way. To be fair, I was practicing, everyone. I just was practicing in my own way, which was not the proper way because I never sang the song. I was just singing la 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 la, and that's not
me.
Yeah,
that's exactly what was going on.
The
whole trip to Philly.
And I was like, okay, this will fix it.
And I'm like, hey, I bounced down an instrumental.
You guys are like live. She's about to start singing and said she just does scales. Like she physically can't sing the song. Yeah.
She could have. No one would have known.
No one would have known because the sax. So
yeah, it's true.
And then at the end, some guy came up and was like, "You were so amazing," and I was like, "Oh, really?
You got like 2 or 3 like so amazing."
And then I got, you get that performance bug where everyone's complimenting you, and you feel so good and powerful, and you're like, "This is why people really perform."
You're like, I actually was amazing. Actually,
maybe people did hear me, and
maybe people did hear me over this,
and I was great.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe my whisper singing was heard.
It's like reverse gaslighting. Yeah. Like they're gaslighting you into thinking you were great.
Yeah, and I'm fine with it as long as "I'm great" is at the end of their sentence.
That's healthy gaslighting.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the torch to do it. Like,
For real.
Keep going.
For real.
So that was mine. It was good and bad, and that's why I don't like saxophone.
Well, we'll have to have you on again after your next performance and see how that went. See what the ratio is to bombing.
Yeah. Oh God, what if I bomb again?
Is it 50-50? Is it 100?
Well, the show is called Totally Bomb, not 50-50 bomb.
Yeah, exactly.
There's that. Everyone.
There's that. You have a chance.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
But do you? Like,
depends how I practice. I know not to practice that
and
way.
if there's a saxophonist, you're not comfortable.
Yeah, no. If that's on your rider, you're like, no saxophones allowed.
No sax on stage.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Now I have all these great sax puns. And I'm like, I don't know if people think they're as funny as I do, but I'm like, no sax allowed on this song.
You're like, if I had a time machine, I'd go back and use all these.
Yeah, I'd use them all.
And the crowd would be like, oh, damn. She just burned the saxophonist. Like,
who's bombing now, saxophonist?
And then everyone's going to say, now we're really going to listen good to the singer.
Yeah, exactly. And if you went back in time, Mandy would have practiced, so everything would have gone perfect.
Yeah.
Turn down Spotify so we can hear the singer more.
Well, to be fair, at least like you have like I always say this whenever I go to perform because I get really nervous. Chris is my husband's always on stage with me, so I'm like, oh, I have my emotional support husband on stage. So I'm like, if I mess up, he's controlling something. He'll do something, I'm sure.
You'll fix it.
You'll fix it.
Be better.
I had zero control. I
kept
was
looking at
out
it
in
with
the water.
sax,
Like,
and I literally on stage, I would turn and look at Teddy, and then look at the sax, and be like, "What the fuck is going on?
and
Stop him!"
I'm fake playing a pad, and I'm like,
God, I hope someone had video of this.
There is video. I think I
Oh.
deleted it immediately. I was like, I don't even, you know, when you just like don't want to see yourself on camera. Like, I don't even want to see it. I was like, delete
from your memory.
from my memory.
It never happened except for this
Never happened.
recording.
I was gonna say, except for now, made for a great story in the end. You know.
Always do.
Okay, Teddy, what about you? Have you ever totally bombed?
Well,
You've had a few.
I was gonna say, where to begin? Where
Just
to
pick
begin?
one. Just pick one.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I was playing at the Monster Up and Up Festival at University of Virginia, and it was like a student DJ, and then I was opening for Loud Luxury, who was the headliner. And the student DJ showed up with a laptop. Me and Loud Luxury were using USBs into the CDJs, which is just like a different method of loading songs. But having a laptop means you have to reconfigure everything to hook it up. And whenever I see that, I always get worried. But, you know, I put my faith in the tech guys, and they slowly failed me because this college kid goes on and he has like a killer set on his laptop, you know, and then they go to switch out the chords and it's my set. And it turns out I get up there and I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I go to play the song. First song plays magically, but then I notice the second song isn't loading. And only one of the decks is working. So basically, one song ends and there's silence.
More than 5 seconds.
Way more than 5 seconds. And so then I play the next song because I can only use one deck at a time, but I also can't skip. So the second song comes in with the full mix in, just like a boom, 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 boom. And after a minute, it starts being like boom, ta, boom.
So slow, like the
you know, and I'm just going, oh God, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and then like a minute later, it's like boots, 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 you know, and then like, and I'm just like, oh God, you know. Luckily, I had a microphone, you know, and I'd be like, all right.
You just became an MC in that moment.
Yeah, you know, and I'd be like, another sound's coming in here soon.
Maybe 4 to 5 seconds.
Yeah, and then like, you know, and so then the second song would end, and I'd be like, oh shit, I'd play the third song and just be like out on what to do or what to say. And like, I felt like I maybe played 3 songs in an hour or something like that. Yeah, it was brutal. I wish like I had a stand-up routine to just like abandon the decks, you know, and then like the sound team's coming out and they're like rearranging all the wires in the back, and then they're like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's your fault. And I'm like,
I was backstage too, setting the sound team out, by the way, being like, something's wrong with the decks. He doesn't play like that.
And I'm like, this isn't my fault. In no universe am I like, hey, I want to play one song at a time with like 10 seconds in between and just drum beat for like 3.5 minutes for a bunch of fucking college kids who their classmate just fucking like tore it up, you know, and Loud Luxury. Yeah, this is me. This is exactly what I want for myself. You know what I mean? But like Mandy's experience, like I got off stage and people were like, that was amazing, man. That was amazing. And, you know, I was kind of like, bullshit, And then I like start to walk to the green room and someone was like, whoa, dude, you're an awesome DJ. And I'm like, are they talking about the college kid before me or something? Like, there must be some kind of issue here. But then I feel like a third person said it, and then I was like, yeah, I killed that shit, didn't I?
I
Yeah.
think like a lot, if it's college kids, they're probably a little high, so they're like, "Whoa, man, that was deep." There's
Thank
some
God.
artistry
Thank God for
there.
weed, you know what I mean? Because I
Saves
was
the day again.
for real. And then Loud Luxury comes on, and I'm like, watch this. And their first song actually does glitch, and like, and I feel very like vindicated. I'm like, in your face, everyone, you know what I mean? And like, but then the sound team comes out and like changes one thing, and it's like perfect sound and audio from there. Lesson learned: if you're not Loud Luxury, they're just gonna leave you for dead out on stage with a bunch of rowdy college kids. You know
Who
what I
think
mean?
you're great?
Well, thank God, because I've had it the other way too. This was just a nice crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
Okay,
went through sets with mean crowds.
explain a mean crowd.
Okay, I played at University of Maryland one time, and look, for the most part, everyone was digging it, right? But I couldn't help but notice that right dead center in the middle of the crowd, there was this tall, gangly college kid just giving me the finger the whole time. I mean, the whole time. He stood like this, like the whole time. And like, sometimes I would play a song and he would like move his finger a little bit, like he hated it even more than possible. You know what I mean? And it was just like rough to get through. Like, even if everybody else is feeling it, like this guy was just like
ruining the
vibe for everyone, including me. And then luckily, like almost an hour in, a security guard's like, do you want me to throw him out? And I was like, oh, you don't have to, but yeah. And,
They did.
Yeah.
No,
So
that was nice. That was nice.
Well, also, like, it's your choice to be here. If you hate it, fucking leave. Like, don't ruin it for everyone.
And I mean,
my husband sets the best. Get out of here.
I'm saying though, even like, it was a little impressive, like how long he held his finger up, because like sometimes you can just ignore that kind of behavior and it'll just go away, or they'll be like, I'm not making the statement I wanted to, but this guy didn't. Like, part of me didn't even want to kick him out to see how long he would give me the finger for. It was that impressive. Like,
next time I would have just started filming him on my end, just been like, TikTok content, be like, when you get this guy at your show.
Yeah.
You want to show a middle finger at me.
I should have just DJ'd with one hand and gave him the finger back the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
Do this all day, buddy. All day.
You and me.
Exactly. Uh-huh. Have Mandy give him the finger too off to the side.
There's two of us.
There's more fingers. You're shaking them extra hard,
Yeah, there was a lot of potential the security guard ruined, but
we need to go back and Seinfeld episode.
We need to set it back up. Have Mandy give me the finger in the audience sometime.
For hours.
That'd be perfect. Security guard comes to you. Do you want us to remove her, sir?
Oh, no. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you don't have to. But
why not? Get her out of here. Get her out.
And then I get to say, do you know who I am?
I'm the DJ's wife.
Okay. There's a question I've been asking everyone that's been on here. It's like, what advice would you give to someone that might be just starting out performing and they have their first bomb?
Practice differently next time.
Yeah.
For real, practice differently next time.
Yeah, what you did before didn't work.
Yeah, the way it didn't work. Just do it differently.
I would also say, like, it could have been circumstantial. You never know. You never know.
It's not you. It was just
it could have not been you. You could have killed it.
That would have happened to anyone in your position.
Exactly.
Maybe it was a mean crowd. You don't know.
Exactly, or a bad booking. You know what I mean?
Everyone else's fault. You were amazing. You did great.
That's what I would tell them.
If at least 3 people tell you did great, you did. So.
And if there's
3
only
is a majority of 5, so yeah.
And if there's only 3 people there, it's 100%. So.
Yeah, that's math.
So good job.
Good job.
Do it exactly the same next time, and just
Don't
hope better
anything.
for the crowd. Hope they're better people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my
it's
advice.
everyone else's fault.
It's everyone else's fault. Just keep your fingers crossed that they have some kind of human decency.
And worst case scenario, keep your fingers up.
Exactly.
That
was a good full circle.
What can I say? I try to host. I try to pull it all together.
Well done.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming on and talking about your we've all flopped. If you've ever performed, you've bombed at some point. So it's kind of why I'm doing this podcast. We're all relatable, that's why you did great, was you got up there in the first place.
Exactly.
Yes.
And we will bomb again.
Do you guys have anything you would like to plug to our listeners out there?
We do, actually. Do you want to plug it?
Okay, fine, I will.
I saw you jump at it, so I was just like, okay, I'll let her do it.
We have a new song out called Into You, capital U, maybe lowercase u, just a U.
It's a capital.
And I would love it if you listen to it, anyone listening to this podcast or beyond. And maybe if I practice differently, I can sing it live.
Yeah, she sings on the track. I made the beat. Our buddy plays bass on it. So it's a little mixture of everything, a little something for everyone in there.
Yay! Well, I'm definitely going to have links to all your guys' stuff in the description, so it'll be easy to click. And so definitely go check them out. They're awesome. I've been in their house, so I know. The very house you can see in the video.
Uh-huh.
So fun and bright.
It's cooler than it looks right now.
Jess can vouch for that.
I can. It's a very cool
color
house.
is much more vibrant usually.
It's just this one room of my house, okay, guys? Just this one room.
It's the place we sat down a couple of minutes before the podcast. That's what we call this room.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, thank you both so much for coming on. I'm going to let the listeners know, of course, if you have a totally bomb story of your own, feel free to join our Reddit, join the Discord, or DM us and let us know, because it might be reacted to by a performer in a future episode. Make sure you follow us on all the things, like, subscribe, wherever you are. They all are different on every platform, but you know the drill. And make sure to tell your friends about us. And if you have any performer friends, up on the website will be a form that they can apply if they want to be a guest in a future season. So with that said, thank you guys so much. Appreciate you, and bye.
Thanks for having us, Jess.